Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is part two to Mr. and Mrs. Hall review of their treatment here at Crystal Reiki Healing and Wellness. Welcome you all once again.
Thank you.
All right. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. We here together, and go ahead and share your information as far as your review of what transpired when you first initially came.
Well, after my husband came home that Sunday night, we didn't really talk about what had happened down here in your office until Monday morning when he was telling me about the keloid that was draining. So he knew that I had been having neck problems and couldn't sleep at night due to the pain. So he made me an appointment and we came, and that night of the treatment, when I went home, I couldn't believe how good I slept, first of all. The treatment was amazing because not only did it help me sleep at home, it puts you to sleep on the table. And the different vibrations that goes through your body, I just can't put that into words. The tingling sensation, the heating of the body, you know, the heat that comes from your hands, you can really feel the energy coming from you that's going into the body.
Right.
I've had 6 weeks of treatment. Not only was I here for my neck, I was dealing with the death of plenty loved ones. My dad had just died at the end of February, so I hadn't been able to grieve his death because I had so much other stuff going on. Like my husband said, you know, with just family things and the deaths and all. So I was dealing with that, and you did an emotional session. I think that's what you call it on me.
Yes, I did mental.
Yeah, mental.
Yes.
And so that night I didn't feel anything, and that session was done on a Wednesday. I'll never forget it because that Thursday it started raining, and my body was in so much pain, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? You know, I shouldn't be in this pain because I had that session done. Well, tears started flowing as the rain was coming, and I realized that I was going through the emotions of dealing with the grief from all the loved ones that had passed that I wasn't able to grieve. So my husband was like, call Doc and see what to do because you're in too much pain, and he couldn't understand why I was crying and looking so sad and stuff, and he didn't want to deal with that. So he was like, call Doc, and I was like, well, no. And I was like, no, I'm going to see, you know, what happened throughout the night. And so the next morning when I called you, you explained to me that that was supposed to happen.
Yes.
And that was amazing because I didn't realize how blocked energy can cause so much pain in the body. So that was kind of my experience, the best experience I had of just dealing with that blocked energy, of dealing with the pain and the grieving, you know, of loved ones.
Right. Because basically, when y'all came in for a session, and I was just unctioned to do a session dealing with the mental body, because you know I show you all that we have more than just this physical body. We have a total of seven bodies, and so I wanted to do a mental because of some stuff that y'all been dealing with, you know, in 2017. And it was weighing on you pretty heavy mentally, and at the same time, not only that, you had so many loved ones that passed, you know, and you never really dealt with it, because a lot of people they suppress the grief, and they think they're over it, they think they're done with it, they think they handle it. In actuality, they haven't. It's just suppressed, and that becomes a burden to you. You can't flow freely like you really need to, because you have what is called like a baggage. And so when we did that session, and that's what I used to tell people a lot of times, say, even though you don't feel nothing, you might not feel nothing during the session, that don't mean nothing took place, because it could be a subtle thing. You know, it'd be a day or two later before it actually really hit you. And so, as you say, you didn't really feel nothing during that session.
Right.
So, but the next day, that's when it broke up what you had suppressed, and it started to come forward. And then you just endured it, and you want to see how it's going to play out. And then when you called me, I was able to relate to you, you know, that this is what was happening. But the key part is you felt a whole lot better, didn't you? Yeah.
And not only that, that very first session you did, I never forget when you told me that you had put that rose crystal on my heart, because I was dealing with a lot of grief that you didn't even know anything about.
That's right.
What I was going through, but you put that rose crystal on my heart. I guess you could feel the energy, you know, that was coming through me, and I thought that was so amazing for you to put that crystal there and to know that I was actually dealing with, you know, some kind of emotional pain.
Correct. Yes, because I used that rose crystal for heart mending and heart mending and healing and stuff like that. And so I sensed that, so that's why I put the rose quartz up there near your heart chakra, and deal with that. Now, go back to the neck issue. Now, isn't it true? You correct me if I'm not correct, that you had went to several different chiropractors?
Yes, I went to several chiropractors. At first they were saying it was something with my spine. They gave me some kind of vitamin to take that was supposed to help. I had different what the thing called when they crack in the neck and all that was supposed to help, but sometimes put me in more pain. I was also sleeping with herbs in my pillows that my husband couldn't stay. That was supposed to help me just get, you know, relaxed to sleep, but I was still never really able to sleep. But, you know, like you said, well, like I said, after you did the first treatment, and when I called you the next morning to give you an update, I really couldn't give you an update because I had slept so well.
Right.
And I was just amazed, and I couldn't just stop saying thank you because I was able to sleep, and I hadn't slept in like months. In fact, I was dealing with that neck pain when I was pregnant with my daughter, which was 2013, because I had in 2014.
Wow.
So that's how long I had been dealing with that pain.
Wow.
And he knew it was serious because I started crying one morning, and he know that I'm not the one that actually cried when it comes to pain. So he was like, we got to do something about this.
Yeah. Wow. Now, one thing I remember, because what happened was I did not look at your intake sheet, so I didn't even know you had any neck pains going on. So what I usually do in my session, I'm just led by the unction that I have. So I may have something planned I'm going to do, but then if something tells me something to do this, I just go ahead and do it. And I noticed that you kept saying that you feel some type of sensation going around your neck. But at the same time, I didn't know you had put down that you had an issue with your neck. I know that what I was doing was creating a sensation going around your neck. And that was because the energy was straightening out whatever was wrong with your neck that you have been to the chiropractor for. So within that one session, that neck was
Healed.
Yeah.
Well, I had went several places because the neck pain, not only was it causing neck pain, I was dealing with very bad headaches that was from the neck pain. So it was a lot just going on from the neck, and they was like, medical doctors could only just say that, for one, something more so about how my heart is so far from my feet, and it was causing different pains and stuff, but they couldn't really give me an answer. They wanted to give me medication, but they couldn't give me an answer, so I wouldn't take the medication because I'm not for one taking medication.
Correct. That's correct. Yes, that's correct.
And then you was also able to tell me where the blocked energy was, and how you was moving it, and every so often I would black out because I was asleep. Right.
Yeah. You sleep. You go right to sleep. And you had one session where I just basically stood at your feet, and the energy was coming through your feet, and it was coming off. Making your feet move, and it traveled up your leg. And I said, well, let me know when it get past your knee, because I didn't know it was going to go that far, And you tell me, well, it's past my knee.
I felt it in my stomach.
Then you felt it in your stomach?
I felt it almost to the tip of my head, because then I started feeling heat. And I was just so amazed that and me and my husband would talk about it every time we leave, but just how amazing how it would feel, and just the sensations and the tingliness that, that you could actually feel the energy flowing through your body.
That's correct. Yeah. And what happened is, this is not no new age process. This stuff is older than the pyramids in Egypt. Our ancestors knew all about this. You know, I run across some people sometimes saying, you know, you're working witchcraft or voodoo, but that's not what it is. You know, that's not what it is. You know, even though Reiki is a Japanese term, but Japanese was not the one that invented the technique. They resurrected back in the late 1800s. Because see, Reiki was something that if you do in the United States, you went to prison for. Because it actually healed people.
That's against the law.
Yeah, and so it was actually against the law up until around 1932 before it became legal in the United States to do Reiki.
And I tell you something else, those tuning forks that you use, my husband had bought one. And because I was dealing with the headaches and the neck pain, I started using it at home. And I went to one of the medical doctors and I was telling them about it and they told me to stop using it.
Well, they don't want you to use something that will keep you from coming to them because you don't fix the problem. Yeah.
And the next thing that I would like to say about Dr. Wright is that not only does he help you with these sessions, he gives you techniques to use at home to help you out.
Yes.
Different
Yes.
exercises and everything.
So that is a plus right there because that's not something he have to do.
And no extra charge.
Right. No extra charge. Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to share?
Just that this has been not only a great experience with the sessions, that, you know, it's just been a great experience of just learning new things to do at home with the grounding and everything else that you have taught us to do, because we use it with our family, not just me and him learning. You know, we go home and teach the children as well.
That's correct.
So we just want to say thank you for all that.
Yeah, and then you came one week and you took my copper you bought my copper
Cup.
drinking bottle.
Yes.
He did that.
Yes, I seen him with that, and I wanted to know what was it for, and he was like, "Oh, get y'all one." I was like, "Can I buy yours?"
Yes, that drinking. See, back in the day, they didn't drink out of plastic cups and glasses and stuff. They had copper cups, copper bottles, and copper Kindles. Yes, that's right. And because that's how you obtain the mineral that you need, which is copper. So she saw it and she wanted it, and I went ahead and gave it to her.
Yeah, I waited till you drank all your water.
And she sat there and wait till I drank all the water out there. She was not leaving until I done drank all that water out there, and she got it for me. But I was glad that I was able to be a blessing to you all, and thank you for sharing this information. And we're going to get ready to go into part 3 of your review concerning another different type of situation that y'all brought to me, and we did something in reference to that. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you click subscribe so you can be updated on information that we upload here to this YouTube channel. And once again, thank you for tuning in. Look me up on my website. It's crystalreikihw.net. That's crystalreikihw.net. crystalreikihw.net. Until next time.
I would like to say, don't just look him up, but book a session.
Book the session.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.